This is today's lesson to start off our basic skills unit. And the first thing we want to do on our desktop is make sure we have a folder called Basic Skills Unit. So you can hit Control and then click. That will give you the action menu, and you can choose New Folder. And then title it Basic Skills Unit. The way you can rename it is just click in there, get it highlighted. Basic Skills Unit. And this is going to be the folder that we save all of our work and all of our photos in that we're doing for the Basic Skills Unit exercise. The next thing you need to do to set up your computer properly is click on the Open Apple and go to System Preferences. And I want you to look for Trackpad on the second row in the middle. And we want to make sure Secondary Click and Tap to Click are both checkmarked, just like this. What this does is when you tap with two fingers, it acts like a right click or a control click. It gives you the action menu. So a two-finger tap gets you that. A one-finger tap acts like a click. So that's one finger. If I tap it twice with one finger, it acts like a double click. Next, we're going to open Google Chrome. And we want to adjust some settings in here real quick. On the upper right, tap these three dots and find your settings. Go to Settings, opens a tab. Now on the left panel, we want to find Advanced. Click on Downloads. And this is a setting we care about. It says ask where to save each file before downloading. And we want that turned on. This is what it looks like when it's turned off. It's grayed out. Turn it on so it's solid blue. Now we're good to go. That means every time we download something, it's going to ask us where we want to save it to. And that's going to be useful for us. Okay. So next, we want to go to Google Classroom. Let me just view my bookmarks bar. There we go. So we're going to go to Google Classroom. This is for this year. Could be similar every other year. Go to our Google Classroom and go to Classwork. And you can see we have a Basic Skills Unit with one entry, Exercise Image Downloads. Open that. We have 3 photos that I need you to download to your computer and put into your Basic Skills Unit folder. Here's how you can do that. First of all, do not drag and drop. Click on it to open it in the browser, but we have to do one more step. On the upper right, click on these 3 dots for more actions and choose Open in New Window. This opens it in a new tab, but now we have a download option right here on the upper right. Click that. And it's going to say, where do you want to save it? If you don't know where you are, on the left, click Desktop, find your Basic Skills Unit folder, and then hit Save. So now that is saved into that folder. I can close the tab, hit the back button, then I'll go to the next picture and repeat. Open it, click on the 3 dots, open a new window, and then click on the download button. There we go. And now it remembers that I'm in the Basic Skills Unit. So you can see Cheetah is already in there. Now hit Save. Good. Close that tab. Hit the back button right here. And do the last photo. Same exact steps as before. Save. Close that. Hit the back button. Now when I move this out of the way, we can look into the Basic Skills Unit folder. We can see these all exist inside there. Next, we're going to open Photopea.com. The plus sign. We'll go to Photopea.com. You can hit Account and make sure you're logged in properly. If you need help with that, just wait till you talk to me next time. If you have advertisements on the right, it's not the end of the world if you can't figure that out. So we'll move forward here, and you can check in with me individually if you have troubles logging in. So we're going to go to File and click New to make a new project. Now let's pause here. We're going to be looking on the upper left here because we're going to first give it a name, and I'll just call this Apple Cheetah Books. Now, we're going to set up the width and the height in the DPI. Just so you know, in Photopea, there are all kinds of other templates that you can choose from, but we're going to make ours specific. So width, we don't want to measure it in pixels. I would prefer we measure it in inches. So I can click here and change pixels to inches. And then I'll change the width to 10 inches. And I'll change the height to 8 inches. So this is an 8 by 10. DPI stands for dots per inch. And 72 is called web resolution. It's the resolution if you were making a website. But we're going to be setting ours to 300. 300, 240, those are the best resolutions for photos and for print. Okay, and then we're going to click Create. That will give you a white canvas with one background layer on the right. We want to be able to see the ruler up there. So if you can't see the ruler up there, click View. Just make sure Rulers is checkmarked. If the ruler is not in inches, just double click on the inches, and then you can change the ruler units to whatever you want it to be, in this case inches. Okay. Now right off the bat, let's save this, and because we're using Photopea, it doesn't save like normal, as if it were installed on a computer. So we're going to go to File, and we're actually going to choose Save as PSD, and then all it's going to do is download it. Now, because we changed our Google settings, we get to choose what it's called and where it's going to go. If you didn't change your Google settings, it's going to just send it straight to your downloads folder. But we're going to let it be called Apple Cheetah Books, and then we just hit Save because I'm in my Basic Skills Unit folder. If you're not sure, come over here and click on Desktop, choose Basic Skills Unit, and then you can save it in there. You can see it's downloading, but it's downloading it to our folder. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in our first picture. Remember, what we're going to do, in case we have not discussed it yet with you, is we have 3 photos. This one is going to be our basically it's going to be our background, but we're going to make a picture that looks like we are looking at this environment with a hand holding a cell phone, taking a picture of it, and inside the cell phone, it's going to look like the apple has a cheetah face. So we're going to do something kind of clever and fun, and we're doing this so that we can learn about the program. So we need to bring in that background picture. So what we're going to do is click File, and this is very important. We're going to choose Open and Place. If you choose File Open, it will open the image as another project. But we don't want to open another project. We want to put it inside this project. So File, Open, and Place. Find my Basic Skills Unit and Apple Books. That's what I want to bring in. Hit Open. And it's loading up. Yours should look something like this. So now what we have is we have a background layer, and then we have an Apple Books layer. And hopefully you're familiar with layers from programs like Sketches Pro. Each layer has an eyeball that you can click to make it visible and invisible. To make them all invisible, we see a transparent background. Got the white background, and there is the Apple Books layer. So what we'll do real quick, because we want to be in this habit, is we need to save it. This Photopea.com is a little bit volatile because we're using a web browser and the processing power isn't always very strong, and it could crash from time to time and you lose your work. So we're going to go File, Save as PSD, and this is how you save your work from time to time. And this is important. Right now it wants to save it as a different file name. It's adding the little 1, but I want to save it as the same file name. So what I'll do is Apple Cheetah Books .psd is grayed out, but I can still click it one time and you can see it matches the file name up here. Now I'll hit save and it'll prompt me to replace it, and I'm going to click replace. and now I have the latest version of my project replaced. If you don't have the same file name, it will save it as a different document, which is not the end of the world. You just have to do a good job at keeping track of which one is your newest project version, and that can get frustrating. Okay, so that concluded our lesson for today, which is the first day. That was our introductory lesson that we did, and we're going to continue this project on the next lesson.